Hi, today we are going to discuss about the project rules, especially when we are working on Jira software. Jira software is the one which will be used to manage projects, all that stuff like managing the project teams at the same time, progress of the work, all that stuff, project management and bug tracking. Today we are going to learn about how rules to be created in Jira administration. Because Jira administrator are the people who majorly focusing on administration and as well as configuration of the Jira board. At the same time, managing the tasks, issues, and all everything will be taken care of by the Jira admin people. Today, we are going to discuss about what generally the rules are all about and why are these required. So, to make it very short, generally rules are nothing but the project rules. Usually, there are two kind of rules will be there for us. Normally, there will be of two different rules. One is global rules followed by the project rules. Global rules means whenever we are connecting to the external servers from the existing application repository, when we are going to connect with any external administration, external servers or something like externally, wherein there are some different global rules which we need to write. So for that, generally global administration and all everything is being used for. But when we talk about the project rules and all, project rules are the one which is majorly used to configure the kind of work what is that you are performing in the project. At the same time, there is an option where if you want to label, if you want to add any kind of label, something of that sort, something like deployment new or something of that sort. So the deployments and all everything, these also can be added labels and all. Now I'll be showing today about how these project rules and all everything will be created. So here you can see there is an option you can see called create rule. Click on it. So there are different components which are available here, like issue triggers, DevOps integration, schedules, all that. So we need to select each and everything, whichever is something essentially important here. But in Jira, there are advantages. Whatever the issues do we have and all, everything can be seen here. Even recommended ones at the same time, issue triggers, all that informations are there. So wherein I'm just selecting something relating to issue triggers here. Issue triggers is what I'm selecting. So here, because here you can see all components in that I'm selecting issue triggers. When I'm selecting issue triggers, it will ask us the value, field value changes, all that stuff. Where field value changes for the field of the description I'm mentioning here. Okay. Not only the description part, even I'm mentioning about the fixed versions. At the same time, issue type, right? So these are the three things, field values and all everything I'm mentioning. So value added. So changes type is value added. So wherein for issues which are we going to create in near times, that is one thing, is what we are going to finalize. So whenever there is a values here, you can see there is a description of values, whatever changes and all everything can be updated here. Now, if you want to create any kind of branching and all, here we need to provide the values of it, something like the kind of issue status or something of that sort, wherein we need to provide a variable name, something like, for example, issue status of all issues, which can be updated here accordingly based upon the information what is that we have taken here. Now, when we are talking about these values, smart value system, what is that we do? In reference to the issue of the status, what is that we have taken? Variable name is under the progress here. Issue.versions versions have taken. Resolutions were taken, right? So issues as resolutions we have taken here. Now we have taken components. Components here. I'm taking a component something like transitioning an issue, right? So we need to select, choose field data type. We need to fix the errors here. right? So for the latest releases, wherein we can see here, right? So at the same time, all admins, which can be turned on. Now you need to mention about the kind of rules, what is that we have created here accordingly, right? So this is how generally rule number one, which we have created so far. Now, if you want to add any kind of conditions here, JQL conditions or something like, we need to mention the priorities. We need to mention about the automation of Jira. Right, so validate query. Let's invalidate. Right, so jQuery. This priority that medium is what we have taken. Right, so here the successfully rules have been updated, right? So this is what we have done. Now, return to the list now, right? So you can see here all issues, where whatever the issues and all everything. So those rules and all everything was created here accordingly. This is what we have done. Now, if you want to enable or disable and all everything, we can enable. So all issues is what generally we have enabled here, as we have mentioned here. At the same time, whenever we are talking about the other the project rules, where if you want to create any kind of rules here, for example, service management is what we have taken. Approval completed. New branching. Right. So we need to current. Right. So current issue of healthcare management system, where we need to perform an action. It's in release version. This is what we have taken. One rule we have created. Release management. Version created. Whatever the new conditions we have. Whatever the new conditions we have, all that stuff. If else blocks. Add condition. Fields condition here. Assigning. Which are equals to. Right. So wherein we need to select the value of a creator here. We have to update. At the same time, if you want to create any kind of new branch or advanced branching, right? So one rule has to be created here. So the first rule in reference to the project itself is created. Now we need to create a rule for the schedule one, right? So basic scheduling part. For example, rule one, weeks, actually Monday to Friday. It is Friday today. So nation, Calcutta. For next 10 hours, right? So new condition, issue condition, created, is before, specific dates, all that was mentioned here, wherein we have created the dates. Now at the same time, when we are talking about the actions here, create an issue. For example, create an payment API, right? For example, creating API for payment transfer. That is what we have written here. Right, so that is what we have. Now, this is only for private admins, where we need to enter the values, whatever the values we have on that. So you can see so JQL is not. Issue matches JQL, high is not. Right? That's what we have created. New condition. User conditions. Assignee, which is not. Issue assigned. Where issue was assigned here. So this is how generally the rules and all everything will be created.